Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of TK's Parking Lot Picks. It is August 21st, a Friday. So happy Friday everyone for getting out of work. I know I certainly can't wait as I'm stuck here still. But we got a lot to talk about. Big 12 game slate on the bucket today. So let's get it going. Not many pitchers I like on this slate, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple as far as my exposure goes, and just really zone in on the guys that I like. Aaron Nola is my first guy up, 9,900, and even total in an eight total, even on the money line. Last time out, he went 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. On the year, he's got really good K numbers, 39% K rate. 14% swinging strike rate, so he's generating a lot of swinging misses, generating a lot of Ks. There's been 2 outings with 10 or more Ks, low number in walks. Gonna get a Braves lineup, without Albies, without a couple of their bats, Acuna. So I like Nola as a good starting point for cash. Just ate. Next up, I have like Max Fried, 8,900, even on the other side in this game, 8 total, also even as well. 6 1/3 innings pitched. He's last time out gave up 4 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 7 Ks. He's got a 25% K rate, 59% ground ball rate, so he's generating a lot of balls hit on the ground. He's got 32% hard contact, so ball's not getting hit pretty hard. Couple outings in a row with 20 points or more fantasy-wise. So I like Max Fried on the other side. The Phillies aren't necessarily crushing the ball. They do have, there's not many people banged up, but the bottom of this lineup is terrible, which has probably led to this 8 total. I like this game a lot for pitching. Without it, I don't know where to go up top. Maybe McCullers, but I'm going to stay away. Next up, we got Hauser, 8,400, minus 135 favorite, 8.5 total. Last time out, he went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits and 3 runs with 3 walks, 5 Ks. So he's starting to see a little bit of regression from some of his great outings to start. But I like him in this matchup. He's got 20% K rate, 10% walk rate, 62% ground ball rate. So he's really keeping the ball on the ground. He's not letting the ball get up in the air. 42% hard contact rate and a 10% swing strike rate. It's not terrible. So I like Hauser. I think he's going to be decent value, 8,400. I'm going to be mixing and matching him with Nola and Fried, and then maybe Hauser and a punt. I'm going to be paying up for a ton of bats today. Not going to be dumpster diving on my value bats today. I'm going to be paying up for the studs. I want the best of the best. So gonna be some fun hitting builds tonight. Next up, I got like Nick Marjacevis, St. Ignatius guy, Cleveland guy, so I know him quite well. Big power lefty, 5,700, even total, 8.5 total. He's an even even favorite. I like him in this matchup. He's got 6. Last time I went 6 innings pitched, 4 hits given up, 2 runs, 3 Ks. Not a big power pitcher for as far as left strikeouts go, but he does generate ground balls. He tries to limit hard contact. You're going to have to take a stand somewhere. I like Margavasic for the Padres tonight against, I believe it is, Padres are playing, the Astros. Oh boy. Yeah. I think Margavasic will do fairly well. He's going to limit. They're not playing the Astros. Oh my gosh, Margavasic is on Seattle. They're facing the Rangers. Sorry, I got traded. Got drafted by the Padres. So Margavasic, sorry for that stuff. Margavasic going to do okay. Next up, I got like Logan Webb out in San Francisco against Arizona, 6,800 even total, 9 total, even money line. 19% K rate, 43% ground ball rate. Logan Webb for price. We're hoping for 10 to 15 points here. Arizona's not really crushing the ball, so big ballpark in San Francisco. I think he can pick up a win against Robbie Ray. Webb, not a terrible option. Probably a little safer than Margavasic, but I think Margavasic could be a better better upside. I've said that name like 600 times. I'm done saying it. All right, next up is Odorizzi at 9K. I don't really love it. He's facing the Royals for the third straight time. It is a 9 total. He is a minus 140 favorite. I mean, this game could go either way. Odorizzi could get blown up because he's got some bad numbers against righties. He is a reverse splits pitcher. But at the same time, if the Royals throw like 6 lefties in this lineup, and like the lefties on that team are pretty bad, I actually like Odorizzi. So I thought hard, and maybe I'll have some exposure to Odorizzi in case he throws a gem. He probably picks up some ownership tonight, so that's where my thought process went. I might want to block his upside games and maybe have some stacks that I like to go with it in case he goes off. So I don't mind Odorizzi. I prefer Nola and Fried and Hauser, but I would understand the play. But let's get into some hitting. Got a lot to still cover. First game up, probably my favorite hitting spot of the night. Indians, 9.5 total. Back home. Going to be facing the same Detroit pitchers that they just faced about a week ago. Fulmer in the bullpen. They've beaten the Tigers 20 straight games. I got my Indians gear on. I'm gonna go all in for them on a big slate. Jose, Cesar, Franmil, Santana's been starting to heat up. Lindor, his team's coming back from Detroit and Pittsburgh, going back home. It's gonna be a little hot tonight. I'm out here in this weather right now. The humidity's up and it's blowing. The wind's blowing a little bit from our west side, so that means the ball is going to be flying out. I'm in on the Indians. High stakes. Give me the Tribe. Next up, we got Boston versus Baltimore. 10 total. Boston's going to get Means. Means is going to open, and then I believe Lopez is going to come in behind him. I don't mind JD, Pilar, Xander Bogaerts, Vasquez, and Chavez. Not going to be targeting a stack for the Red Sox, but I will have some one-offs. Baltimore, 10 total versus Brewer in the bullpen. Santander, Nunez, Mullins, Rio, Cisco, stack. Definitely on the Baltimore Orioles side. Give me that stack. Royals versus Odorizzi. As I mentioned just a little bit ago, Odorizzi does have some bad pitcher versus batter splits. Whit Merrifield's batting over 400. Perez is batting over 350. Franco just hit a homer off him last week. O'Hearn, and then Soler. Soler's got 2 dingers off him as well. So I don't mind the Royals, and it could go under own tonight. Twins, 9 total versus Duffy. Duffy's been in this matchup 2 straight times as well. Polanco, Cruz has 5 homers, and he's batting over 400 against him. Jake Cave, actually, lefty on lefty, has 2 homers, batting over 600 against Duffy as well. So I don't mind the Twins. They just put up a couple decent amount of runs last night against Woodford. Woodruff. Oh man, I'm ready for a drink, right? We got the Reds, 9 total versus Hudson. Castivado, Suarez has good BVP. Moose does as well. Winker is playing lights out. If Winker is under 4K, another lock. All right, Cards on the other side, 9 total versus DeScalfani. Last time we saw DeScalfani, he gave up 10 runs in 3 innings. Okay, there you go. Cardinals not hitting that bad as well. Bader, Carp has 4 bombs, batting over 464. Fowler's got a homer, batting over 350. Goldie's batting over 476 versus DeScalfani. And Brad Miller is crushing the ball. If he's cheap, I love Brad Miller as well. Colton Wong, 0 for 20 versus DeScalfani. If you're going to stack the Cards, leave out Colton Wong. 0 for 20 versus DeScalfani. Cubs, 9.5 total versus Keuchel. Chris Bryant, Baez, Contreras, Bodie, Carantini. Give me the righties in this matchup. He does have good pitcher versus batter splits against Rizzo and some of these lefties for the Cubs. But if you stack them and Keuchel gets ripped apart, you're going to want some Rizzo action versus the bullpen. So I would understand you playing Rizzo part of this stack as well. White Sox on the other side, 9.5 total versus Leicester. I don't play Leicester. I hit against Leicester. Give me Abreu, Moncada, Robert, Eloy, and the best power shortstop in the game today, Tim Anderson. Give me the White Sox. They're on fire. I like this matchup. Big rivalry weekend, Cubs-White Sox. Padres have hit grand slams in 4 straight games. Thanks for the sub. I can't think of his name, but you know who you are. calling him out today. I believe it was Lad01. He said the Padres have 4 straight grand slams against the Rangers. Maybe they hit another one tonight versus McCullers, who has been terrible on the road. Outside of Houston's park, he's been disgustingly bad. I like the Padres to keep it going. Cronenworth, my late slate hero. Tatis, Hosmer's hit the ball really well. Grisham, another lefty, Profar switch hitter, never gets subbed out. I like him as well. Astros on the other side, 9 total versus Richards. Springer, Correa, Yuli. Kyle Tucker hits nothing but triples. I like him. Josh Reddick's been batting in the 2-hole. Don't miss out on that guy as well. A's, 10 total versus Heaney. Heaney can be wild. The A's have a lot of power righties in this matchup. I love this side for the A's more so than the other because the Angels have been bad. Their pitching has been gross. So I like the A's. Matt Chapman hit 2 homers last night. Another threat against a lefty as well. Like the A's a lot in this 10 total. Going to be a late slate stack for me. Next up, we got the Angels going up against Fires. I don't mind Fires on the late slate for pitching. So what I'll do is play Trout on the main slate because he's got 5 homers lifetime, batting over 364. And then I'm going to fade Trout on the late slate and maybe play Fires because I'm not sure what we're going to do as far as pitching yet. But that's just like some of the ideas that I've had. Next up, we have Seattle and an 8.5 total versus Allard. This 8.5 total with Allard and Margevasic against each other. Texas in Seattle. That just tells you, the line is telling you that Margevasic is a decent spot tonight because Allard against the Seattle Mariners is a no-go. They hit lefties really well. Dylan Moore, Kyle Lewis, Haggerty's bitten in the leadoff. That's a cheap bat. Austin Nola, catcher spot, really good. And Seager is a good lefty as well. So I like Seattle. This tells me that Nicky Boy is getting the win tonight at 5,700. I like him. Rockies 9.5 total versus Buehler. I haven't been on Buehler the whole year, and thankfully I haven't lost money on this chump. He's been terrible. I know this game's outside of Coors, but I might treat the Rockies like it is. Nolan, Blackman, Story, they all got good BVP. Hampson's good tonight, and Tapia. If he's batting leadoff, give me Tapia, lefty on Buehler. Buehler's looking bad. Off him. Dodgers 9.5 total versus Gray. John Gray, not terrible this year, but it's the Dodgers, and I don't like pitching anyone against them. Give me the lefties in this matchup: Muncy, Belly, Jack, and Seager, and Pollock if I like the abuse, because Pollock never does anything for me. And lastly, we have the Giants against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's Robbie Ray. I'm a big opponent. I'm a big stack against her, Robbie Ray kind of fan, and the Giants got these power righties that keep hitting homers off lefties, like Wilmer Flores, Mega's boy, Austin Slater, Darian Ruff, Evan Longoria. Give me the righties. And this new catcher, Joey Bart, as well. If he's cheap, don't feel free to play Joey Bart in cash. All right, boys, that'll do it for another edition of TK's Parking Lot Picks. I'm going to try not to choke on any more pizza or my own saliva. All right, you guys have a good day. Have a great weekend, boys.